Your phone screen can now hide from the person sitting next to you. No privacy film, no case add-on. The protection is built directly into the OLED panel itself. Samsung unveiled 5 products at Galaxy Unpacked 2026 today, and one display feature could change how millions use their phones in public. Here's what you need to know. What happened? Samsung held Galaxy Unpacked 2026 on February 25th in San Francisco at 1 p.m. Eastern. It's like Samsung's annual flagship showcase. One stage, 5 products, and one feature steals the show. 5 products: Galaxy S26, S26 Plus, S26 Ultra, Galaxy Buds 4, and Galaxy Buds 4 Pro. Think of the lineup as a ladder: base, plus, and Ultra phones, plus 2 earbud tiers. All 3 S26 phones run One UI 8.5 and ship with Qualcomm's newest chip in the US and select markets. Pricing: S26 at $799, Plus at $999, Ultra at $1,299, all unchanged from last year. Pre-orders open February 26th. Phones hit stores March 11th. Samsung offers up to $900 trade-in on qualifying devices like the S24 Ultra and S25 Ultra. Pre-order bonus, 512 gigabytes at the 256 gigabyte. Price: Samsung dropped the 128 gigabyte option. Minimum storage is now 256 on all models. You also get a $30 accessory credit when you pre-order. The Buds 4 have burnished metal accents and a flat charging case. The Buds 4 Pro add head gesture controls, ultra-wideband, and 24-bit Bluetooth. Think of the Buds 4 Pro as the fully evolved form. The standard Buds 4 are the solid everyday option. That covers the lineup. But here's the thing. One product is doing most of the heavy lifting this year with a feature nobody had seen working until today. Galaxy S26 Ultra Deep Dive. The Galaxy S26 Ultra is Samsung's best phone. This year, 3 upgrades separate it from everything that came before. Here's the catch. One of those upgrades has never shipped on a phone before. Start with what Samsung calls Flex Magic Pixel. Most privacy solutions are plastic films you add to the screen. However, this one is integrated into the panel itself. An optical layer in the OLED stack controls the viewing angle. When active, anyone beside you sees a black screen. You see full brightness and full quality. Samsung's Eye turns it on for banking, messages, and crowded places like a train or cafe. Think of it like your screen wearing sunglasses. People beside you see nothing. You see everything. Because it's built into the panel, it has minimal impact on battery compared to old privacy films. Apple has no equivalent. It requires panel-level changes. Hardware, full stop. Now the camera. Main, 200 megapixels, f1.4. Ultra-wide, 50 megapixels. Periscope at 5 times optical, 50 megapixels. Second telephoto at 3 times. Think of the 200 megapixel sensor like a 200-piece puzzle. Use every piece for maximum detail, or merge 4 into 1 for cleaner everyday shots. Battery stayed at 5,000 milliamp hours. Wired charging jumped from 45 to 60 watts. 0 to 75% in 30 minutes. Same tank, faster pump. Video playback tops 31 hours. The frame switched from titanium to aluminum. That sounds like a downgrade. It isn't. Aluminum conducts heat 20 times better than titanium, so the Ultra stays cooler under gaming and 4K recording. One trade-off. The S Pen lost Bluetooth air gesture features. No remote shutter or gesture navigation. It still writes and sketches. The display is protected by Gorilla Armor 2 and peaks at 3,000 nits. At 7.9 millimeters thick, it's the slimmest S Ultra Samsung has ever made. All of this hardware runs on a chip that barely existed 2 years ago. Snapdragon 8 Elite for Galaxy. Quick pause. If you're finding this useful, hitting subscribe helps us make more videos like this. Now, back to the chip. Every Galaxy S26 sold in the US runs on the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 for Galaxy. It's built on a 3-nanometer process and is a custom-tuned variant for Samsung. Imagine it like a laptop-grade brain shrunk into your phone. Same Orion architecture that powers Qualcomm's laptop chips. Inside, 2 Orion Prime cores for heavy lifting, and 6 Orion Performance cores for everything else. Think of it like 2 power sprinters and 6 steady marathon runners. The For Galaxy version adds ProScaler, MDNI display optimization, and a better image processor for low-light video. The chip is 16% more power efficient than the previous generation. That means better battery life under heavy use. Versus the S25 Ultra. 19% better single-core CPU, 24% better GPU, 39% faster NPU. Against the iPhone 17 Pro Max, the S26 Ultra leads multi-core by about 19%. Apple's A19 Bionic still edges it in single-core efficiency. Different strengths, different philosophies. Those Orion cores are the same architecture as Qualcomm's laptop chips. Samsung is putting a mini laptop processor in your pocket. The NPU processes up to 220 AI tokens per second, enough for local AI chat without the cloud. It supports context windows up to 32,000 tokens on device. What most people don't realize is that this chip is what makes the next chapter possible. Galaxy A, I+1, UI 8.5. Galaxy AI isn't one assistant anymore. Samsung just turned it into a team. 3 agents work together: Bixby, Gemini, and Perplexity. One UI 8.5 ships on the S26. It also rolls out to S25 and older flagships in Q2 2026. Galaxy AI coordinates 3 agents at once: Bixby for the phone, Gemini for reasoning and text, Perplexity for live web research. You ask, the system routes to the right specialist or coordinates all 3. Think of it like a receptionist, a deep thinker, and a live researcher sharing one desk. 80% of users rely on more than 2 AI agents daily. Samsung rebuilt the framework around that. The coordination runs locally on the Hexagon NPU, faster and more private. You might be wondering why Samsung added a 3rd AI instead of just improving Bixby. Here's the catch. Live web search is different from chat. Perplexity is the biggest newcomer. Hey Plex, or Hold the Side button. It's in 6 Samsung apps: Notes, Clock, Gallery, Calendar, Reminder, and Bixby. One prompt can find a restaurant, add a calendar event, and set a reminder in one go. Perplexity searches the live web and synthesizes real-time answers. No knowledge cutoff. Camera A, I got practical upgrades. Day to night turns a daylight shot into a convincing night scene. Object Restore fills in missing parts of a subject. And image mixing blends elements from multiple photos. Apple uses one unified AI with ChatGPT as fallback. Samsung runs specialists. Both work. Samsung's openness to third-party AI matters as the space evolves. Now, for the final question, most people actually came here to answer. What this means: Samsung was expected to raise prices. Leakers predicted a hike. Apple kept the iPhone 17 at $799. Samsung held the line. It's like 2 rivals at a standoff, and the consumer won. S26, $799, plus $999. Ultra, $1,299, all unchanged. But here's the thing. Should you upgrade? S22 or older? Yes. Massive jump in chip, camera, AI, charging, and the privacy display. S23 or S24. Conditional. Flex Magic Pixel and 60-watt charging are hardware only. If those matter, upgrade. If not, wait. S25, wait. One U, I 8.5, and Galaxy A. I are coming via update. The performance gap is 18 to 21%. Real on a chart, nearly invisible day to day. iPhone user, the S26 Ultra has 200 megapixels versus 48, plus a privacy display Apple can't match yet. Multi-core is nearly 20%. A better. Switching means leaving iMessage, AirDrop, and Apple Watch. A bigger commitment than specs. Samsung drew a new hardware line. Flex Magic Pixel will take competitors 1 to 2 cycles to match. Panel level changes, not a software patch. The feature works in buses, trains, and cafes when the AI detects a crowded environment. Flat prices signal where the market is heading. You win on features, not price. Samsung promises 7 years of software updates for the S26, so the phone stays current through 2033. Retail, March 11th. Which of these upgrades matters most to you? Privacy display, AI, or raw performance? Let me know in the comments. For more on Samsung's multi-agent AI versus Apple intelligence, I've linked that video here. Thanks for watching.